day. Yeah. What we do today? Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Road to William. I got my cousin on the show with me today, Ashley from IB Ballin' Basketball Show. If you haven't heard of that, I'm letting you know now. That's where you need to go for your sports news, all sports news. It's on her channel. She brings in her Bucks sports team, and they do reviews and highlights um, on what's the current status of things, not just NBA, but also WNBA. Ashley, say what's up and tell them about your channel.
What's up? I'm Ashley. I be balling. You can follow me on all, social media platforms. Ashley, I be balling. My basketball channel, I be balling basketball. It's about the WNBA, NBA, and all the big events that happen. Free agency, different trades, different news, off season, all star. Do a lot of previews, cover the playoffs. And I also do basketball movie reviews. And I'm also going to start, having a different segment for NBA 2K. So you can check that out because I like NBA 2K, I think they need to step it up. But, I'm going to be playing and I'm going to be playing with the Bucks, of course.
Reppin' the WNBA, baby. Ayy. Put your W's up, put your W's up, put your W's up. PG is free, back with the Mercury.
All right, so today we're reviewing BMF, Black Mafia Family. This was season 3. They've been approved for season 4, right? This season 3.
Yeah.
Then they're going into 4. Let me know off rip. I know you said the other day you said you was gonna be honest about the review, cause she know I love BMF. This is one of my shows. This is one of my shows.
Oh.
So, but
Oh.
my channel's all about being honest, the uncomfortability of it all to get through it. So let's hear what you gotta say. How'd you feel overall this season? From previous seasons, how you think this season was compared to the rest?
Overall, I just wasn't into it. It was like it wasn't on the edge of my seat. I was looking at my phone and stuff. If I'm looking at my phone, that's not good because I want to be attentive. But something about it. I can't put my finger on it, but there wasn't a it. There wasn't a next level up. I just feel like this season was not that great because you gotta step it up each season. And I feel like they kind of just stayed stagnant. I don't think they leveled up. But, there was some scenes that I liked. Um, I did like that the little sister got a little bit of storyline in there. She got a boyfriend and the whole, taking the birth control pills. I like that they added her a little bit in there. I I'm glad that Lucille and Charles got a divorce. I'm glad that's over. You know. um Henrietta, she was the, you know, villain. I did like that they had a woman as a villain this time. But, you know, it, w- she was kind of, I think she needed some therapy. She ended up killing her pop. The, he wasn't really a good father, but I don't know if she should have killed him. And and she was picking a fight with one of these dudes, and then the dude was beating her up, so she killed him. I didn't understand that. I think they need to pick a different villain this next. Well, obviously she did, so yeah. But But the interesting thing is, I don't dislike her the way other people do. But the interesting thing is, even though her villain, you know, a lot of people are talking about the style, like her clothes and her, maybe she's overdoing it, and maybe, she's overacting and she doesn't have a lot of acting experience. Even though that's all true, I will say that when she came on the screen, I was paying attention. Even though, you know, she was overdoing it. She was, the flamethrower, she was overdoing it. But she was shaving her head, she was overdoing it, but that that got my attention off the phone. So, um, I do like the whole, the son, yeah, the son that he died in the jail. That was sad, but it was kind of the father's fault anyway, I think. So, no, but I just think they need to find some way to step it up because it's kind of like we watch Power Book and Power, and I feel like each season you got to step it up. Bel Air, they stepped it up. You know, Euphoria, the season 2 of Euphoria was great. I just think you need to step it up. If you're gonna do season after season, there has to be some type of level up. I feel like season 1, they stepped up from season 1 to 2. 2 was better than 1. I just this season, it's like a there was some things that I did like the shootout when they was shooting the shootout. That was some action. That was some action. Maybe they need to add more action into it. Maybe that's it. But there's a lot of dialogue, and I did like that whole Deion Sanders thing. That was his son that played Deion Sanders, so that was cool. Neo was in it, so he's a good actor. I just feel like they. Oh, I do like that whole Meech and that girl relationship. I thought, that was nice. Lala, part of me, I don't know. I don't know why Lala is showing her breasts. I don't know why she's doing that. Did she do that this season? I can't remember, but I feel like a person of her stature shouldn't be doing that. Usually it's the ones that don't really have a name that does that. But anyway, I don't know. There's just something missing. They need to find that it factor, It's kind of like an artist. What's your it factor, you know? And it just hasn't kept my attention. Oh, I'm rambling.
No, I was letting you say everything. But here's my take. To get serious, no, I got a collared
Black all day.
straight out of Target.
Oh, okay.
Where the black people it's a black all black section. Maybe that was just for Black History Month, but
Really?
they had a section and I got it. Shout out to the people who made it. That's not really why I put it on. I put it on so I'm serious because I got a collar. So this season, I think, is an example of elevation. It's giving you more ghosts, right? In terms of action, a lot of shootouts, you gotta pay attention to that more because you gotta know who's shooting at who's coming at who. Because we knew the war was gonna happen between Meech and the other side, but we didn't know Henrietta and her crew was gonna come through and really turn up. Henrietta, I'm gonna kind of touch on your points and then we'll go to a little bit more into the full show. But Henrietta, I saw someone had said why it was like a thumbnail. I didn't click on the video, but it was like why this is the reason that this season was brought down, and it was Henrietta's face. And I'm like, I think what's happening here, like I've said before in other videos, it's because that she's gay. Point blank, period. When it's a straight male, no one's like trying to figure out who he sleeps with, how he identifies. No one, they like that motherfucker good. We like him. He cold blooded. We love it. He's heartless. They love that motherfucker. A killmonger motherfucker. They love a killmonger. But when it's a black woman who doesn't fit the standards of how men or how society wants to see every woman, they have a problem with it. It's she gay, point blank. That's what it is. She gay and she's crazy. That has this one that's not connected. She did have problems with her father. I think that her mother died during childbirth or something because it made it seem like she was the reason why, that's what I'm sorry, his name ain't Braxton, but we know him as his Braxton. But
Oh
that
yeah.
it
Oh.
gave that reason of why you would hate your child that much, other than that during that childbirth, because we don't get to know who the mother is. They don't really say what happened to the mother. We don't know how she got out. Like he could have disowned his own wife, but I don't know if he would have done that just because how he treated Henrietta. Like, but maybe it was a divorce. We don't know. I kind of like when it's so open because then you can kind of bring someone through without us noticing. Like for example, with Raising Cain, Raising Canaan, Raising Canaan. Like Unique's brother came out of nowhere, and he was the biggest problem on the street. We didn't see him coming. But I like
Yeah.
how they kept it open that season before, where Unique was saying like, "Yeah, I got this brother," and they're kind of leading you up. But I think that's kind of the similar. Maybe they're leading us up to certain things. Saweetie's character, she's a rapper. I don't know if you listen to a lot of Saweetie.
Oh yeah.
She's a rapper. And she's been on the show. She's acting really well. Like for her first time, like she's doing the best she can. Like she's playing the role of this girl who's falling in love. Like she's giving that. If it was anything like she trying to be a lawyer, we've been like, whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe not this role, right? But they got her in a role where it's like easier to connect, I think, like in a relationship. She wasn't like so outgoing in that sense. Like when she wasn't at the club dancing, she was always in the crib. You ain't see her really outside or nothing like that.
Was that
Um,
Meech's girl?
yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's sweetie. Oh,
And
okay.
so she kind of played a really good role. Like, I don't think maybe she was more shy, but I think that's how the character's supposed to play. But you kind of see more of a sweeter side with Meech and her. My favorite scene of the whole season was when she was on that stripper pole and was dancing for Meech. Like it was like nobody else in the room. That song, I'm like, whose song is this? And she did her old little bit. I'm like, and that's all I can say. Okay. But I was just like, but that was a dope scene. I didn't like, now we could tap more into like the broader show. You already know Charles got on my nerves, but not as much as previous seasons. He has gotten better. They want you to give him grace and be like, hey, everyone messes up, everybody. You're trying to warm us back in with Charles. But that, I'm gonna keep it a buck. That I know it's probably not him playing, maybe it is, I don't know. The steel guitar scene was watered down. It was watered down church music, and I didn't like that. I thought it was a disrespect to string players. Rest in peace to our uncle Dada, because he would have played that down. You sit our uncle Dada there. He's the first person I even knew about steel guitar. Like, and he would just, you know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
there's other people like D. Our cousin D know how to play steel guitar. Our cousin, Alex knows how to play steel. So when that steel came through, I was like, sorry, Charlie, you didn't put your soul in there. There was no soul in it. It just seemed like someone knew how to play and they was just playing around. That's what it gave. But but they did kind of introduce that, and that's more of like Pentecostal. Like they're starting to kind of solidify more what kind of church going people they were. Music is heavily influenced, heavily, swayed. That's the main reason why a lot of people go to church in the Black community. Um, like Holy Redeemer, that's a church where it's like, if hey, you just need quick church round the way, you hop up in there, and they might have. One time they had Rance Allen, rest in peace. They had Rance Allen in there. They'll have full blown show. Anyway, y'all like, what are you talking about? But it's important because music, it wasn't just music for him. Like, he was going out there doing gospel music, and how it's showing us how that's starting to be more in people's lives. It's no longer you playing the blues. Like, you can make a career out of it. You can go on the road. Like, I think that kind of, for me, it's like, oh, it's one thing hearing like an artist being signed and then they go on, but to be like a musician at that time, where we seen Charles, and we hear the stories through Meech and Terry about how they struggled in life, and how they said it in the last season, like when they had brought the kids, but they were like teens now. Like, they didn't even have shoes at some point. They didn't have food. They got tired of, where's our next meal coming from? So even though Charles got on my nerves in past seasons for good reason, he still came. He wanted to do better. I think that says something. Like, he really wasn't trying to just be a player, just trying to be outside. Like, no, I got Lucille, I could do it again. Like, he was like, no, I for real like messed up. So we gonna give him that grace. But it's a cool way to see how he went even from the bottom. We're kind of seeing their, like, stories. They're starting from the bottom, but now they get to actually live their dreams, and stuff like that. So I thought that was dope. And Lucille, she had to do what she had to do. I ain't like that other dude, no way. I knew something was up with him. I knew something was up with him because of his haircut. It was squared. I knew something was right.
Oh, man.
I have something to tell you after you done hit the skins.
You should have did that before.
Cause she wouldn't have done it. She wouldn't have done. You're not even married yet, and you cheating. Your
I
take
don't
on
know
that.
about him. That was very terrible because Lucille, she is getting a divorce, and she's getting courted by, him. Um, all the romance, you know, kissing him, but not going too far with him. I married him. But that was terrible, and I'm glad that she found out very quickly. But I think that is bad. You should have laid all your cards on the table first. But no, you probably what he did was, he's like, just in case he, you know, don't let me hit it, let me tell her after I hit it. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Let me tell her afterwards, because I want to be with you. He wanted to be with her, oh, I don't want to let you go. But you're still manipulating her because you're not giving her the full truth. People like to omit stuff and not only give you 90% of the truth or 50. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
And you probably sad that she won't be with you, but hey, at least I got something. I know what it's like now.
Now, when you had talked about that shootout, I thought that was an interesting take of you saying that's your favorite part, because that is one of the most tragic scenes, because that little kid died.
Yeah. So when the little kid died,
Speak on that. What do you
that
have to say?
was that was sad. I have no idea how he even got there. Mitch was like, "Get out of here," and he wanted to be just like him. He wanted to, bang, bang, bang. I'm surprised he survived that long. And that was a very sad part. I don't want no kids to die, but I do like action. Um, I like action. Um, I like things that pop off, that fireworks. I like the fireworks, you know. That's why, Henrietta, I liked different things she did because she was like fireworks, reacted very quickly, but it was action, flamethrower, shooting, the little fight. I like stuff that I gotta pay attention to. But the shootout, yes, the kid being sad, it was a war going on. It was a war. Oh, also, that recording artist died too.
Oh yeah.
That Yeah, so yeah, that recording artist that, Meech let him be in the studio and stuff like that. So that's sad. Yeah. And now it's my favorite scene, but now it's like, oh, snaps. Different people died. So I guess maybe it shouldn't be my favorite scene. I gotta pick a new one.
I think that scene where, because it affected a lot of people, that scene, because the partner died, that black lady who just joined the force, she passed away. That's the same
Yeah.
time. But I think all that popped off in the scene. Everything popped off at once. Like this was pre-planned because that shootout wasn't pre-planned. It was thought of. It was like Meech was like, this might go off, like, but it wasn't planned. But Henrietta probably had the detective's son done, finished before she even drove over there. Because it was like, that's random. Why would she know you know what I mean? She knows what's going on. Um, lot of tragedy. Um, and I felt bad for Henrietta until I remembered that, oh yeah, you did that little kid wrong. You called the shots in that jail. You had every power to make sure this kid is protected, hoping for the same protection your father should have been giving you, because your father, just like your father, you didn't protect that little boy. So you're no better than your father. And you did this on purpose. You could have purpose of doing right. Even when things go left or right, like, you should have been protecting that kid. So it's Henrietta's fault, and yet it's partially the dad's fault, because he kept, it just goes to show you like how you have to really care for a kid regardless of how that how they identify what their gender is, because the the other seasons he kept looking up to his father, like looking at him as Superman, like, he's gonna save me, he's gonna save me. The only way the father could save him was getting back at the people who did him wrong. And it was sad, like, it's too late. I wish he would have learned that sooner, so his kid would have still been here. His kid didn't have to go out and undo somebody else's child. He's not knowing what he's doing when he's picking up that gun to go over there. He's reacting out of anger. Now your life is over, and that person. And you might not even see this kid again if you would have just, or if your father would have just kept treating it as more of a serious manner. He wasn't
Yeah.
taking it serious. Oh, gee, man up, man up. And it's like, well, dang, how are you raised? Because you're raising him maybe not like how you wanted your daddy to, you know, but it's no better because you never grew from that. You didn't fully grow, not enough to teach a child and remind him if you ever need me. But he did, the kid did, but
Yeah.
parenting is important.
Yep.
And they
Because yeah, he should have been a better father. He was more into his work,
mhm.
more into your work, not really thinking the worst could happen, which is interesting because he is a cop. He should, have some resources and
Because at the end of the day, you're so exhausted from the job that you gonna half-ass the parenting. Like, well, at least he's here at night. It's like, yeah, but he has deeper issues. He has to.
Yeah.
He needs help with. He's still a kid. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think BMF up the ante. I think that Tupac scene was kind of crazy, but because I'm like, is he implying himself Pop? And then he finally said it. I was like, oh. The dad's like, I thought this was a normal. The whole season, I think, is good, and I like that Lucille and Charles can still be friends. But that scene where the what's her name, the little girl, she not a little girl, but she teen.
Oh, the teenager.
She was sitting there while they was signing them divorce papers.
Oh man.
She was crying right with him around the corner on the stairs. I said, "Oh my gosh!" I think
That's sad.
they can do better. I mean, I want to see the growth. I want to see more of the growth in everybody's character. It was way more action scenes. I will say that. So I love BMF. I wanted to keep going. They could just keep this going. But yeah, how do you feel? For out of 5 stars, how do you rate this season 3 of BMF?
This is a toughie. Very, very tough. Part of me wanted to say 3 out of 5. Part of me said, should I go lower? But I'm gonna say 3 out of 5 for season 3. I can't give it a 4. Something's missing. They need to add something.
What should they add?
It could be a character. Action. You said there was more action. Maybe they need to up the ante. I do like Nietzsche's character. Terry, he's okay. I think the other season, I did like that they added Monique, even though she wasn't in there a lot. They need to add somebody or some character, because right now it's good, but it should be better than good. I feel like they need to add something. I don't know if it's a character they need to add, because you was like, they did add, Henrietta and her dad, but now they're gone, so maybe you can add some more. It doesn't have to be a villain. It could be a villain, or it could just be maybe they're on BMF side. I don't know. They need to add something. I'm not sure what that is. It's kind of like when you see it, like that's it. That's the magic I'm talking about.
I'm gonna give them a 4 out of 5 too. They don't like the music thing is really important to me, and the music wasn't musicking all the way. Like I said, the strip scene, that was a dope song. I kind of forgot the song, but it was dope. But yeah, the steel guitar really didn't get you a 5 out of 5 with me. But maybe next time, maybe next season. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, what do you think they need to add?
I don't know, because I want to say more. Yeah, I don't know, because you do get more characters. Because sometimes the crew want to have like says in it too, but we need another like person we need to focus on.
Okay.
And I don't know who. I mean, they were hinting. 50 Cent said something about Taraji P Henson's name. I don't know what he's gonna do with that.
Right.
I don't know. Bring Viola Davis on. I don't know. Y'all need to switch it up.
That would be like, oh.
She loves Viola Davis.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing about Viola Davis around Ashley. Okay? Bring Viola. She was in Get Rich or Die Trying. Bring her on somehow. 50, what? Like she was in Get Rich or Die Trying? Yes.
It could be.
She wasn't always the help.
That's what made her. It could be a big name, or it could be just a big time character. They need
or it got to be an actor who really we don't even care about the stack. Like, who cares what accolade? You could be a brand new person and just take over. You'd be like, who is that? We need that. We need a shock factor. Because if we do put on the Violas, yes, you should still put on the big names we've seen. Bring them some money. Loretta Devine. She want to play something other than somebody's mama. Okay, bring her on. Okay, but I lost my train of thought. But what were
It's
we talking?
like
What were we talking
it's
about?
like what to bring. It's like
Oh
with
yeah,
BMF, it's like okay, the two characters that I mainly focus on is, the two brothers. I do like when they go back, in time and tell how they were as brothers and stuff. But maybe there needs to be a third or fourth character because right now it was about Lucille and Charles, so maybe that kind of goes to the back burner now that they're divorced. Maybe bring some other, maybe add something to that. I do like they had the
a
sister.
threesome. Wait, what? What's that?
Maybe they need some characters.
You said
Because right now
character.
it's about the two brothers, but maybe they need to add something else.
Oh, I know.
You
I was
know?
gonna say we know how the big names are gonna bring. We're gonna be like, oh, you put Viola Davis in it. You know you're gonna kill it. We need somebody we don't even know at all. No acting classes. Just walked in there and they just naturally talented.
Yeah.
And just
Because like,
throw Tariq in there. They're not doing that no more. Go Saint. Throw him in there.
because
We're like, what Tariq got to do?
yeah,
We're gonna
because
be
raising
mad.
Canaan.
You
What
said
you
what?
say?
You said what?
Like raising Canaan. I mean, Cannon. There's a lot of different. There's a lot of different characters to focus on. It's obviously raising Canaan. I mean Canaan, but you
I
focus
want
on
some
the
Raising
mama.
Cane's. They okay.
There's the
The
mama,
kickoff ain't all that.
Unique. There's
Right.
the two brothers. There's Jukebox, right? Right now, to me, BMF is just the two brothers, and maybe they need to bring something else on.
I think we're gonna see more artists because have you watched the BMF documentary?
Is
The
that
doc,
on Stars?
yeah,
Maybe I should check that
yeah,
out.
yeah. Watch that because it's gonna help you like see where they're going with the season, like and where they could go. Um, but one of the things he was like an ex cop or ex something. He on there, and they was kind of making fun of the music that Meech and was really Meech who wants to do the music, not Terry, but they was kind of making fun of like Meech's artists he was choosing because to them they felt like the artists weren't good and that it was just a cover up for drugs and blah 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 blah.
Oh,
So, but I'm like that could just be y'all hated on the music, like so that just went through one ear out the other. But um, that's they map out basically like what you're seeing, and it's gonna fill in some gaps where you're like you kind of understand things better. They do talk about that cop with his son, like that did happen in real life. But I gotta rewatch it too. The mom's in it. Their mom is in it. She's really sweet. They do look similar. They've taken
oh,
pictures,
really?
and the way she plays her, that's so like calm and like that's her real. That's how she really is. I'm acting like I done sat down at the table with her.
So the way they ended it, they're going where?
Well, they say Mexico, but I think they go into LA because that's when
Hmm.
they gonna tell you too. Like they had a billboard at one point. They probably gonna make that a big thing at some point.
Maybe they meet some more characters in LA,
But that's how I
Mexico.
knew Lamar wasn't really gone because I'm like, huh? When I watched,
Oh,
but yeah, you should watch that documentary.
so Lamar isn't dead.
No, he doing interviews too now. They all do interviews. That's the new thing. They do
Yeah.
interviews. But thanks, Cuzzo, for hopping on the show. Have you watched Force yet?
I gotta check it out
We're gonna do a
because
review on Force.
BMF is losing me, so maybe I'll check out Force.
Well, tell me when you start, and I'll restart it because I gotta refresh my memory.
Yeah, I think I watched at least one episode.
I told you it's like Power. Power didn't get me at first. Like the first
Oh,
3,
okay.
4 episodes, I was like, why are people still watching this? But because it was so slow. I mean,
Oh, wow.
it was slow, but
Yeah, it was.
Force got way more action because it's Tommy, and
Action.
Tommy's like a firecracker. There's always something popping off. You'd be like, my goodness. So
That's what I
you might
need.
like Force though, because
That's what I like.
you've been hating on Force low key. You like, I want to see it. I want to see it.
I like action. So if there's
It
action,
is. I've been telling you this for for 2 years.
I tried it before. It just
And
wasn't getting me.
there's the kid in Hardball you said is in it.
Yeah, I saw him.
Okay, then. My goodness.
Well, you gotta get me, and then you gotta get me to stay.
Okay, I'll rewatch it with you. I'm gonna start tonight. I'm gonna start.
I wonder if I
still
should
got
go
my
to
stars?
episode 2. What?
Yeah, you can go to episode 2. They recap it. That's what I've been doing with the Shy too, because I'm getting old. I'm like, what happened last week?
Good morning, sis. Wake up in the morning on the sunrise. It's time to get your clothes on. Early morn. We going to the church bell singing on. Early singing and we ringing.